Happy Monday, traders. It's Jacey with Empire Algorithmic Trading. Time for VWAP Vision Stock Talk. It's where we use the volume weighted average price to make sense of the market. So let's get right to it. Time for a little stock talk. Happy Monday, everybody. It is just Jacey this week. Matt is traveling, so let's just get right to it. It was kind of a sour feel to the day. If we're just going to pull up the 5-minute chart here. Nice, strong start. Rallied up very strongly. I think the S&P was up well over 0.5% at one point, but then sellers just took control and then just sold it off throughout the rest of the session. It's always a sour feeling whenever sellers take control and you end your session lows. As it is, the S&P 500 closed up a little over 1/10%. The Nasdaq Composite closed almost up 0.4%. Small caps could not hold the gains. They closed down 0.4%, and the mid caps closed down 0.6%. We need to see the small and the mids live above their VWAP. We want to see them contain and continue this rally. The market got very difficult last year. It took a couple of months for the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq to show the weakness, but there was a lot of failed breakouts. It got very hard once the smalls and the mids started selling off. So we don't want to see that. We're going to be following those. And then bonds rallied, although I have a feeling this kind of feels a little bit of the flight to safety kind of rallied here. But nonetheless, it was a good rally, give us a little bit of breathing room compared to where we were at last week. It's nice to see it. And as you would expect, the VIX did rally today. Whenever you see sellers come in, the VIX always moves up. Next, we're going to take a look at some leading growth stocks. These are our buy and sell signals that our algorithm comes up with that you can subscribe to at patreon.com/Empire Algorithmic Trading. We kick them out, pretty much it kicks out signals every day. We do put out arrow review, so we take a look at those charts and kind of give you our take on them. Some of them are really good signals, some of them it's just pure noise. So it's really nice to have a pretty good little discussion, but we keep track of all of them. And today's action was all in the gold stocks. Very defensive feel for it. Gold stocks rallied hard. CMCL up 7.7%. Orla Mining up 6.2%. Goldfields up 5%. The big feel of the day, like we talked about, was reversals, and that hit hard. IREN was up over 20% at one point. It closed up 1%. Hinge up over 10% at one point. It closed up just 0.6%. We had some hard sell-offs too. LAU, Centrus Energy, down 10% on the day. NewScale Power, SMR, down 9.5% on the day. And then Symbotic, SYM, down 8.9% of the day. Now, it's not a surprise because these stocks had huge weeks last week. LAU, Centrus Energy, was up 20% for the week last week. SMR was up a solid 34%, and then Symbotic was up huge as well, up 15.8% last week. So it's not a surprise to see some sellers come in. It's always nice to have those, have that momentum continue, but as it is, all of them are still above their short-term moving average. So what we're going to look for is buyers to come in after this. Symbotic closed right at potential support, so it'll be interesting to see if that momentum continues. But all in all, it's still a green zone. Just stick to your rules, right? As LEU and SMR and Symbotic showed, you don't want to chase. You don't want to go buying stocks that are extended. Symbotic, for example, its buy point was at 37.25. You know, the sell-off's down at 49.68. So you can ride that out. You take profits. You can ride some of this volatility out. You can let the market do what it's supposed to do. Let the stocks digest these gains a little bit. You can ride those out for potentially bigger gains. Of course, we talked about sell signals last week. You want to follow any sell rules. But in the meantime, let the market do its work. Let your profits do the work for you. Ride out some of that volatility so you can see some bigger gains. So in the meantime, everybody, like we like to say, happy trading, and we will talk to you tomorrow.